Hi, I'm Reverend Wendy Craig-Purcell here at the Unity Center in San Diego. Thank you so much for watching today. If you'd like to support the work that we do here, please consider making a contribution. Go to our website. It's easy to do. Thank you in advance for that contribution.
Self-control, what does it look like? What does it look like? I think it looks like the ability to motivate and manage yourself. The ability to motivate and manage yourself. The ability to do what needs to be done, even if you don't have the mood to do it. It means not taking that second slice, right? It means, as the Greeks would say, the ancient Greeks, all things in moderation. Oh man, sometimes that's way harder than abstinence. All things in moderation. It means putting first things first. It means being able to master our emotions and our emotional wake. It means being able to delay gratification, being able to set aside short-term small gains for longer-term gains. It means living within our own means. These, I think, are all some examples of self-control. They're not necessarily glamorous, but boy, when we get better at them, all aspects of our life works better. Self-control, would you say that we're born with self-control? Boy, you weren't very convincing there. No, we're not born with self-control. Watch a baby, watch a toddler, right? We're not born with self-control. We have to learn it. There was a period that I did a lot of reading of our founding fathers, and in particular, well, not just our founding fathers, but I also did a lot of reading of historical biographies. And I remember reading 3 or 4 biographies about Abraham Lincoln during the Civil War. And one of the things that struck me was how often he would pause and deeply ponder before he would take action, even though he might be incredibly angry. Secretary Stanton, who was a key figure in the Civil War right along with Lincoln, the two of them would have people reporting to them that often would not check in first to make sure that the action that they were about to take was an approved action. And Stanton would often fly off the handle in rage. Lincoln, on the other hand, would often sit and ponder what was the best course of action. And I remember vividly there was one situation in which Stanton said to Lincoln, I want to write that man a letter and give him a piece of my mind. And Lincoln said, go ahead. And so Stanton went off and wrote this person, I forget who he was writing to, just a letter where he let everything out. You know that kind of letter, right? And he came back and he gave it to Lincoln to read. Lincoln read it and he said, great, now what are you going to do with it? And Stanton said, I'm going to mail it. I'm going to send it off. And Lincoln said, no, you're not. You wrote that letter for yourself. And in the 2 days that you wrote that letter, it did a lot of good for you. It'll do a lot of damage if you send it. Managing yourself before others. It's a little bit like the teaching in AA that emphasizes you do your own moral inventory. You do your own inner work. Jesus challenged us when he said, why do you see the speck in your brother's eye, but you don't see the log in your own eye? Remove the log from your own eye first, and you'll see your brother more clearly. It's the same idea as that I'm saying here, managing yourself before managing others. And you know what kind of happens? The more we manage ourselves, what do you think begins to happen? The less we need to manage somebody else. The less we need to manage somebody else. And have you noticed how difficult it is to even manage anybody else anyway? Right? Exactly. That's why all of the emphasis really in our spiritual teaching and practice is the emphasis of doing our inner individual work.
Many people enjoy Reverend Wendy's talks and meditations and aren't able to attend the Unity Center in person. If you're part of our extended family from around the world and would like to help support the Unity Center, please go to our website or download our free app, which offers even more ways to connect with the Unity Center. Namaste.